and you start your long journey and you go to the gas station, we call it a petrol station, call it a gas station, and just put a little bit in. And then an hour later, put a little bit more in. And then an hour later, put a little bit more in. And then you've done this all day. And then you finally get to your destination, you go into the gas station and you fill your tank and then park it in the garage. How much sense does that make? And yet that's what most people are doing. Little bit here, little bit there, little bit there. End of the day, king and the queen together, and the body says, finally, we've got some nourishment. And then they say, oh no, they've gone to bed. So what are we going to do with all these calories, these units of energy? We're just going to have to store them. It's really only probably the last 100 years that the main meal has been had at the end of the day. In fact, traditionally, the main meal was always in the middle of the day, especially before electricity, because they didn't have the light at night and it was just more convenient.
If you're trying to lose stubborn belly fat and improve your overall health, you might have heard of products like Ozempic. While many people turn to medications to help with weight loss, there are other factors, especially some foods you might be eating, that can work against your goal of burning off the fat around your organs. This kind of fat, often called visceral fat, is more than just a cosmetic concern. It is stored deep in the body, near your organs, and can contribute to internal inflammation. Inflammation in the body can affect how quickly you lose fat, and in some cases make it harder to burn off the calories that count against you. In this video, we will discuss 6 common food items and ingredients that are not always what they seem. We will explain how each can interfere with your ability to lose belly fat, and you will learn to read food labels to make better choices for your health. Before we jump into the list, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Share your location in the comments and let me know if you've experienced anything like this. Now let's get started.
Healthy fats are found in your nuts, your seeds, your coconut oil, olive oil. They're the 2 oils that have stood the test of time. Yeah? They've been used for centuries. And when white man went to the South Pacific Islands, he said, stop eating the coconut oil. It's going to cause you to be obese. It's going to give you heart disease. It's going to give you diabetes, cancer. And they all said, what's that? And they've been eating the coconut oil for centuries. But they listened to the white man. I was on the Fiji Islands. Do you know, before the white man came, cannibalism was pretty big. You know, there was some scary spiritual practices that they used to partake of. Sometimes if a child happened to walk in an area that was considered sacred, that child had to be thrown in the river to given to the spirits. You know, there were a lot of crazy things there. So the Fijians were freed from many harmful practices. So they listened to the white man. But they could have taught the white man how to eat. So the white man said, stop eating the coconut, it's going to give you all these problems. So they listened. And then white man introduced 5 lethal whites. White sugar, white rice, white flour, white refined salt, and white cow's milk. They stopped the valuable white, the coconut, and brought in the 5 lethal whites. And if you go to the South Pacific Islands today, you will find diabetes, you will find heart disease, you will find obesity.
Visceral fat is the fat that surrounds your internal organs. Unlike subcutaneous fat, the fat you see on your belly, hips, or thighs, visceral fat isn't always visible. Yet it plays a significant role in inflammation and can have an impact on your overall health. The presence of visceral fat is linked to an increased risk of conditions such as insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. When your body is in a state of chronic inflammation because of this fat, your metabolism tends to slow down, making it even harder to burn calories efficiently. The goal is to remove substances from your diet that cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, contribute to chronic inflammation, or force your body to store fat rather than use it for energy. Throughout the discussion that follows, you will see how specific ingredients in common foods contribute to these issues. Number 1, low-fat yogurt and the hidden sugars. Low-fat yogurt is often touted as a healthy light option, but if you examine the nutritional label carefully, you will notice that a serving can contain 27 grams of carbohydrates, while only 19 grams are listed as sugar. The remaining 8 grams come from starch that is not immediately obvious. The ingredients list may start with low-fat milk, followed by sugar water, and then modified food starch. Modified starch can be derived from cornstarch, maltodextrin, or similar compounds, and although it is not classified as a natural sugar, it is converted into glucose at a rapid pace in your body. This rapid conversion leads to sudden increases in blood sugar and forces the pancreas to work harder to produce insulin. Over time, these repeated spikes in blood sugar can contribute to the development of insulin resistance, meaning that your body becomes less effective at using fat for fuel. When the body struggles to burn off glucose, it ends up storing more visceral fat, the kind that surrounds your internal organs and is linked with chronic inflammation. This extra visceral fat can hinder your efforts to lose belly fat, even when you are diligent with your workouts and overall diet. A wise approach is to learn to read labels carefully and note that the promise of a healthy, low-fat option may actually hide extra sugars and starches. Instead of accepting these hidden ingredients as part of the low-fat promise, consider choosing plain yogurt and adding natural sources of sweetness, such as fresh fruit. By doing so, you gain control over what you are consuming while reducing the risk of feeding your body the additives that can slow your metabolism and encourage fat storage. Number 2, processed meats. When you opt for processed meats like certain chicken hot dogs or deli slices, it is important to note the differences between these products and less refined options such as grass-fed beef or unprocessed chicken. Processed meats often include an ingredient listed as mechanically separated chicken. This means the meat is forced away from the bone using mechanical processes. Such meat is not as nutrient-dense as whole, naturally separated meat and may have reduced nutritional quality. In addition to the type of meat, many processed products contain additives like corn syrup, which is derived from cornstarch. This industrial sugar is quickly absorbed by your body, leading to rapid spikes in blood sugar and triggering an insulin response. The manufacturing process for many of these meats also involves the use of chemicals, including high-temperature treatment with ammonia, or even chlorine to kill bacteria. The result is a product that, while appearing safe and convenient, is packed with additives that are not supportive of healthy fat metabolism. The presence of additives can lead to the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGs, in the bloodstream. These substances arise from the combination of proteins or fats with sugars, and high levels of AGEs have been linked to increased inflammation in the body. Increased inflammation further complicates the body's ability to efficiently break down visceral fat. Choosing meats that are organic or grass-fed reduces the likelihood of encountering these problematic additives. It also makes sense to limit your overall intake of processed meats and, when possible, prepare meals at home to control exactly what goes into your food. Number 3, keto-friendly products. Many food products are marketed as low carbohydrate or keto-friendly in an effort to cater to those pursuing a ketogenic lifestyle. These products are often advertised with claims of low sugar content, sometimes as little as 1 gram per serving, and positioned as an ideal choice for weight loss. However, a closer examination of the ingredient list often tells a different story. These products frequently contain proteins such as milk protein concentrate and soy protein isolate. These proteins are considerably lower in quality compared to whole food sources like eggs, fish, or lean meats. In order to create the perception of a substantial product, many of these foods also incorporate synthetic fibers. While fiber is an essential component of a healthy diet, the type and source matter. Industrial or synthetic fibers found in these low-carb foods can be less beneficial and may lead to digestive discomfort such as bloating or diarrhea in some people. Additionally, these products often include genetically modified ingredients, as indicated by the presence of bioengineered components in the ingredient list. The cumulative effect of these synthetic additives and low-quality proteins is a product that may contribute to increased inflammation and metabolic problems. The ultimate impact of these keto-friendly products is that they can slow down the body's ability to burn visceral fat. Rather than aiding in weight loss, these highly processed foods can contribute to a reduced metabolic rate, making it harder for your body to shed fat, especially around the belly area. For people who are serious about their dietary goals, it is advisable to focus on whole, unprocessed foods that come from natural sources and to be cautious when relying on convenience products that promise a quick fix for ketosis. Number 4, the deceptive nature of juice. At first glance, fruit juice can appear to be a healthy drink, especially when it is advertised as rich in vitamin C. Many consumers are drawn to the nutritional claims that promise vital vitamins and essential nutrients. However, a closer look at the ingredient list in many commercial juice products reveals that only a very small percentage of the contents is actually fruit juice, sometimes only 5%, with the majority being water and high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is a cheap substitute for natural fruit sugars and is rapidly absorbed by the body. Unlike glucose, which is metabolized by multiple cells throughout the body, fructose is primarily processed in the liver. This high demand on the liver can lead to an increased production of fat, and over time this fat is stored in and around the liver, contributing to fatty liver disease and an overall increase in visceral fat. An additional concern is that many of these juices use concentrated orange juice that may have been stored for an extended period before being reconstituted with water. The prolonged storage process significantly reduces the nutrient content of the juice, leaving behind a beverage that is little more than sugar-laden water. Number 5, agave nectar. Agave nectar is often marketed as a natural sweetener with a lower glycemic index compared to traditional sugar, making it seem like an ideal option for those who want to maintain stable blood sugar levels. However, the reality is that agave nectar is extremely high in fructose, ranging from 80% to 90% in many cases. High levels of fructose can create a significant burden on your liver because it is the only organ capable of breaking down this type of sugar. The excessive intake of fructose from sources like agave nectar results in your liver converting the excess into fat, especially when combined with other sources of sugar. This process is directly linked to the accumulation of visceral fat, particularly around the liver. Although agave nectar may appear as a lower glycemic alternative on paper, the high fructose content essentially negates any potential benefits by prompting the liver to produce more fat, leading to a buildup of unhealthy fat in the body. Number 6, mayonnaise and the impact of processed soy oil. Mayonnaise is a common condiment found in many households, but the majority of commercial mayonnaise is made from processed soy oil. The oil in these products is typically extracted using industrial processes that involve high heat and chemicals such as hexane. Although soy oil is sometimes promoted as a heart-friendly option, the industrial processing it undergoes can significantly diminish its natural benefits. The processed fats in commercial mayonnaise are prone to being stored in your fat cells rather than being used as energy. Unlike some saturated fats that can be burned off more easily, the fats from processed soy oil tend to linger in the body, contributing to the buildup of unwanted visceral fat. This process is compounded by additional additives and flavor enhancers that manufacturers add to extend shelf life and improve taste. These additives further stress the body's metabolism and may foster an environment where fat remains locked within your system. For a healthier alternative, consider making your own mayonnaise at home. By preparing it yourself, you can choose to use natural, high-quality oils like olive oil and fresh ingredients rather than relying on processed variants. If you prefer to purchase a prepared option, look closely at the ingredients to ensure that the product is made with natural oils and contains as few additives as possible. This small change in your dietary approach can have a lasting impact on your ability to burn belly fat. Understanding the overall impact on weight loss. When the goal is to lose belly fat quickly, the types of ingredients you consume play a major role in determining the success of your efforts. Foods loaded with hidden sugars, industrial starches, and processed proteins trigger rapid spikes in blood sugar. As a result, your body produces more insulin, which signals your body to store fat rather than use it for energy. This effect is particularly strong in relation to visceral fat, which is stored around your internal organs and is linked to systemic inflammation. The cumulative impact of these dietary choices creates an environment where the process of burning off fat is slowed down significantly. It is important to remember that the issues discussed are not limited only to weight loss. Elevated insulin levels and chronic inflammation can predispose you to a host of health problems, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. When the digestive system is overloaded with processed ingredients, the body's natural metabolic mechanisms are hampered, thus making it more difficult to convert stored fat into usable energy. Therefore, it becomes clear that achieving sustainable weight loss requires making informed choices about not only the quantity of food you consume, but also its quality. The role of food labels in your dietary decisions. Learning to read food labels properly is a fundamental skill if you are serious about losing belly fat. Packaging may feature attractive buzzwords and appealing promises, but the detailed nutritional information and ingredients list provide the true picture of what is inside. When you see terms like low-fat, keto-friendly, or 100% vitamin C, take a moment to look deeper into the label. For instance, a low-fat product might hide unwanted starches or sugars, while a juice that claims to be nutritious might consist mostly of water and high fructose corn syrup. Pay close attention to how ingredients are listed. They are typically arranged by weight, so if sugar or corn syrup appears near the top of the list, you are likely dealing with a product that could interfere with your metabolism. It is equally important to observe the serving sizes, as many products contain several servings per container. Misinterpreting this information could lead to underestimating your actual intake of sugar and calories. By familiarizing yourself with these labels, you can make better choices that support a leaner body and a more effective metabolism. Strategies for changing your diet and lifestyle. Adopting a healthier view on food involves more than just cutting out processed ingredients. It is a gradual process that involves revising your meal planning and learning to replace harmful foods with nutritious alternatives. If you are accustomed to eating processed snacks and convenient meals, it may take some time to transition to a routine built around whole, nutrient-dense foods. Start by planning your weekly meals to incorporate fresh fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. This not only reduces the reliance on processed items, but also ensures that you are consuming a variety of vitamins and minerals that assist in energy production and fat loss. When cooking at home, take full control of the ingredients you use. Experiment with recipes that highlight natural flavors, using herbs and spices to enhance the taste without relying on additives and chemical enhancers. While it might be tempting to rely on packaged foods for the sake of convenience, the effort you put into preparing meals at home will pay off in reduced inflammation and improved metabolic efficiency. Additionally, choosing healthier options when eating out can be as simple as opting for grilled proteins over fried ones and requesting that dressings and condiments be served on the side. Physical activity also plays a complementary role in achieving your weight loss goals. Regular exercise helps to burn calories while also reducing stress and bolstering your overall physical health. Whether it is brisk walking, jogging, or engaging in resistance training, being active can speed up your metabolism and assist your body in burning stored fat. Combining these dietary changes with a consistent exercise program creates a synergistic effect that is much more effective than relying on one strategy alone. Another aspect of making a lasting change is to monitor your progress. Keeping a food diary or using digital apps to track your meals and exercise habits allows you to see patterns that might be hindering your progress. Over time, you might discover that certain foods lead to discomfort, or that skipping a balanced meal leaves you craving processed options later in the day. Recording these insights can guide you in refining your approach and making adjustments that steadily lead to better results. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might be struggling with belly fat. Don't forget to subscribe for more straight-to-the-point health tips and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching and take care of your health, one choice at a time.